So, and what's interesting is from a practical standpoint, it all depends on the why of the individual. It doesn't matter if you're an attorney or a plastic surgeon or an insurance agent. And what is your why? And if the people can get in touch with their why am I opening a med spa? Why do I want to have my own law firm? Why is it for just a lifestyle? You know, I could provide for my family. I can help people. I just had lunch with a lawyer who said, "I'm doing this because I want to help people." He used to be an EMT, and but this particular lawyer, his why is I want to help people, and I want to make a profit, and I want to be the largest in my community. So their why is very different than that person's like, "Hey, I'm cool with just me and a paralegal or a legal assistant doing my thing." And so I think it's easy to say this profession is different than this profession, and there's this, but it's not homogenous, meaning even within the profession. So I was just at this conference where you see the people who go up and speak on stage and they show you their, 2,300 cases they're working on. Well, their why is different than maybe the person sitting in the back of the room who does 2 demands a month and they're a personal injury lawyer and they're very happy, right? They're making money. So my approach to life, whatever it is, whatever discipline, is to come up with ways through technology and processes that I can give that person more time to do what they love. And like I said, that could be crush your competition. Fine. That might be, you know what, Tim? I want to get home early enough so that I can help with bedtime. That's also a very noble goal. Mm-hmm. And so that's my why. Help me understand, doesn't matter what business you're in, help me understand what is it that you want to achieve more of and how can I help you get that? And that's my motivation. So I think there's, again, it goes back to universal principles, right? Why are we doing this? So whether you're an EMT,
but I want to stop you for a second, Tim, because there's an important point. I want to dig down a little deeper. So in the marketing world, we talk about what is your why. A big part of that is because of a quote that says people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, right? And that's a quote that's been on the show a bunch of times. The idea is that we can figure out your why and how that impacts the community, how that impacts the client, how that impacts your team, and they buy into your why. Then from a marketing and from a business standpoint, you're far ahead of other people who don't answer that question and don't have that laid out. Is there another business application in addition to what I just shared that you have insight into, or am I kind of covering it in those two areas?
In terms of when you say understanding
knowing your why, you brought up that multiple
translating,
times.
So translating. So it's great that you say that, because what you'll see in successful law firms, again, really any business, is somebody knows their why and they can communicate that to the team and they can communicate that to the outside world. Another way of saying it, if someone says, I have a unique brand, tell me your unique brand. Well, I've been in the community for 20 years. I coach, they say all the same things everybody else says. From a branding perspective, understanding your why, the more that you can get in touch with that on an emotional level, the more that you can communicate that to your team, to the community, the more people will resonate with that, particularly in the age of social media and, being authentic. Authentic is probably the best branding tool you can use. And if you try to fabricate or try to be something that you're not, people will sniff that out right now. There's just too much, it's like not the 1950s where we had madmen running around advertising guys, right? That's dead.
Yeah.
Manipulating people, that's over, man.
Hey, everybody, I know you're enjoying this interview. To hear more just like this, check out all of the podcasts on our website. Link is in the description below. I have to tell you a funny story. So I had my round table and we were talking about infomercials, and one of them does employment on the plaintiff side. And he just was pounding on his desk. I sue the terrible employer, the one that's not admitting to sexual harassment, that's trying to steal from my client, like just passionate, authentic, angry. And I was thinking, is that unprofessional? And then the group all chimed around and said, you know what, if it is, so what? Because the passion and the why and the authenticity of my friend Alex, shout out to Alex if you're listening, buddy, was so powerful that you wouldn't want anyone else representing you in an employment case than this guy, because you could just see how much he cared and how into it he was. That he didn't have to sit back with a suit and a tie and go, my name is Alex and I'm an employment attorney who does dot 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 blah blah blah. So I think that authenticity and that why, it's all playing a role in how people are developing their businesses. But where do we go from there, Tim? What's next once you know your why? People need to figure out, like, how am I building up from there?
So I've kind of adopted the find, sell, keep in the legal community for
I love that, by the way. I love that. And you're right, it is universal. We want to deny that it is in areas, because retail, I'm not retail, right? But yeah, it's the same.
Talk to any super successful lawyer and he'll start with how I find customers. So particularly on the PI side. So I like to look at it as engage, assist, and grow, right? So on the engage side, it's interesting. So I was at this a couple conventions, but this one that I was at, they had this lawyer who was super successful, man, like super successful. And he was showing his commercials, and his commercials never say he's a lawyer. It's amazing. It's him and his mom, and his mom, through years of doing commercials with him, becomes the greatest. Like, all the fans love her, right?
Okay.
She's the star of the show. So he literally, just real quick, he's got this commercial where he walks in the house and he's got a handful of letters and his mom's cooking. And he goes, "Hey, Mom, I just want to let you know, we got all these letters addressed to you at the office today." And she goes, "Oh, okay, honey, it's good to see you. Can you just go put him in the room over there?" So this lawyer, who's huge, walks down this hall, and then he sees a door. The door says his mom's name, fan mail. He, with a gold placard, he opens it up. All this mail and she's the star.
I love it.
So it's like he took this relationship with his mom and made a very human connection with his community.
Wow.
Right. And so, and then the other thing he did, and he shares this stuff, is, he sponsors foster fees for people to get dogs. And you do that for 200 dogs a year. So what this lawyer has done is found a very, again, if you meet the dude, he's authentic. You get it. He's humble. And he's like, I just try to find ways to connect with people on an emotional level. I'm a great lawyer. They know I'm a great lawyer. And so I want them to know me as a human, like what I do, what I believe in, and to see a close relationship with my mother is a great way to convey that. And so it's that stuff, right? It's that makes the difference. And you could see the time and energy that he had spent on not crafting, but connecting. And that's a very big difference. Connecting is very different than crafting. And so I was grateful because I got to learn a lot and rethink how we engage. Right. And then, of course, the best things that we can do in the legal community is, as I'm discovering, the more time I spend with it, is to spend time in the community, doing things that people care about. Right. And getting a little, again, being comfortable with uncomfortable. Not everybody is outgoing. Not everybody's gregarious. Not everybody's an extrovert. But you've got to find the power to do that.
If you want to check out more about what Fretzin does every day to help you be that lawyer, confident, organized, and a skilled rainmaker, please check out our services page on our website. Just go to the website, check it out. I know you'll enjoy it. Thanks.